So, I mean, you know that you're playing this character Wasabaedayo that you made with everything you love, right? So, how is your character different from who you are in real life? Are you really playing a role, or are you just the same person, but you're presenting yourself in this online sphere as well, Wasabaedayo?
Well, that's a good question.
The tough one. YouTubers and VTubers. You see one sprouting one after the other, some choosing VTubing, some choosing YouTubing. But what truly differentiates one from the other? And to find the answer to that question, yo, my name's Reongintoki, and I'm here with my fellow friend and VTuber, Wasabaedayo, to talk about VTubing and YouTubing. And truly, which is better?
We're starting already?
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Wasabaedayo, but you can call me Wasa. A lot of people call me like Wacha and Wasa. Anyways, you can call me anything anyway. Thank you so much for having me.
Dude, thanks so much for agreeing to it. It's so cool to just have a friend to just, who's a VTuber, to just quickly call and be like, hey, there's this cool, crazy idea that came in my head. I want to shoot it. And she was so cool and down to earth to say, hey, okay, let's shoot it. But, even though I say that, setting this whole shit up was a pain in the butt. But yeah, Wasabe, I see your model. It's so cool. Can you give us a little rundown about its lore?
To be honest with you, I actually got inspired from that character in Fairy Tale, Erza. I think it was Erza.
Yeah, Erza Scarlet.
Yeah, Erza Scarlet. Like literally, she has this outfit, but she only has the bandage, wrapping the thing.
Yeah, dude, that's
I mean?
like one of my favorite suits of hers.
Yeah, and like also for the lower part, it's literally the same. Hers has like some prints on it, but I would just go with a normal one because you might get copyrighted or something. But yeah. And for the part like my green hair, because wasabi is like, if you think about the salve, it's actually from the word wasabi, and wasabi has a green color to it. That's why I just want to apply it to my hair as well. And I want, sometimes people, whenever they try to eat wasabi, they feel that stink. Not stink, what the fuck, sting on their nose. And I don't stink. Yo, people even call me like I stink. Oh, bro, what the fuck?
No, that's so mean. You don't stink.
Yeah. And for the pink part, because I love the color pink, yeah, and I want to apply that as well. And for the, like, there's also sakuras as the design for my kimono.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because sakura is like one of my favorite flowers. And yeah, basically that's it actually about my character. That's why I just went with the wasabi, not the wasabi, but wasabi, because I want to be that bae, bruh.
Yeah, I just really love how the name just rolls off the tongue, Wasabaedayo, and you start the streams with Wasapu. Like, I just love how you integrated that into your streams and your content. I think it's really cool. I love just saying that too. Wasapu. It's good.
Oh my god, you were able to actually catch that? Oh, okay. That's actually just a few people who were able to understand why I say that.
Aw, that's cool though.
Thanks for highlighting that.
Real fan. True fan.
Wow.
But Wasa, I see something more on the top of your head though. What's up with the whole cat? Is that a fox?
You mean the cat ears?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, of course. Good thing that you actually noticed, because I love cats. Like a lot of people in the community knows exactly how much I love cats. That's why. And because I love cats, sometimes I want to be like a cat, of course. So yeah, I also wanted to apply that everything that I actually like about the things that actually surrounds me, I just want to apply that to my model. It's like I'm making the thing that I actually like in one
Avatar?
and which is actually my model. Yeah. And I apply everything in it, and this is it. This is the model. Maybe some of you guys maybe already noticed that I also have those flame looking thingy on my ears. Yes. That one is actually like, I got inspired from I don't remember the anime, but there's actually like a demon anime. It's called Aono.
Wait, Vasa, are you talking about the guy in blue exorcist?
Oh my god, thank god you
Yeah?
know.
I do know
Aono
it.
Exorcist. There we go, Aono Exorcist. I was talking about the Aono Exorcist.
It's cool how you got inspiration from a lot of anime and stuff you like too, and now you incorporated that into your character, and that's how it came to be.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
That's really cool. That's really cool. How do we end up being who we are?
To be honest with you, I never expected to be a VTuber. To begin with, I was just like pushed maybe. I was pushed by my friends who are already VTubers.
Oh,
Doing,
that's sweet.
they're doing streaming already, and they thought that how nice it would be for me to be also a VTuber myself. But I was like, I was just a mod. I was just one of their mods. That's the thing.
Wow.
And that's funny because they want me to be a VTuber myself. Probably. And they thought actually, because I was wondering, like, why? And they said, like, it's because you kind of like this kind of aura in you that it's kind of such a ways that you're not even a VTuber, you're not doing it. How about you try it once? And I was like, but I don't know how to stream. I don't know if people actually are gonna, watch me because I got nothing to offer. I'm not that good. I was doubting my skills because I don't even know that I actually got skills. I can't even sing because a lot of VTubers are actually good at singing.
Yeah.
That's a fact right there. And who are also, they're pretty much fluent in English. They can talk in different languages. They have like so much talent. And to think that I will actually pursue it, me who is like, huh? I don't think I can actually talk with a bunch of people because I'm an introvert. In fact, I'm an introvert, and I don't think it will be easier on my end to be able to talk with different kinds of people and to be able to handle a crowd. And I literally doubted myself, but one friend actually really, really pushed me. You know who you are. he said that, you got it in you. You just need to try. And I was like, okay. I took the first step and just like started streaming, even though I only have PNG. And I started streaming with the game Identity 5, and it was actually pretty nice. I got literally only one viewers at that time.
I relate to that so much.
How am I even gonna continue this streaming journey of being a VTuber when I only have freaking one viewer? And he was like, you're still starting. It's still a starting point for you. So you just need to keep on trying, be consistent about it. And I was like, okay, let's try 3 times streaming in 1 week. And here we go. I tried, and as time passes by, gradually I was able to actually garner about like 5 viewers every stream, and then later on it just goes to like 10 viewers, and it just grows from there. And right now I don't wanna be even be arrogant about it, but I'm literally streaming with at least like 20 viewers.
There we go.
Yeah, and you can see there's literally some changes and there's progress. And it was really hard at first. But that's the challenge because you're still starting. So of course it's gonna be hard. So
Yeah.
you know, and up until now, for me, it's still hard. The competition is still there, but I don't just think of, I don't really think of it as a competition because a lot of people actually think that it is a competition. There's a lot of people who are better than you, better have better models, better equipment, and I was like, it's fine. I will go in my own. I'm just gonna stream if I want to because people still watch me. They still
for who you
look
are.
forward to my stream, and I think I'm really thankful. I'm so thankful that they are still, looking forward to every stream that I plan. Yeah, that's about it.
That's so cool. Like, as a YouTuber myself, so, if I'm speaking about my journey now, I started YouTube like 7 years back. So I've been making YouTube videos. I was never like a streamer per se. I only started to stream 3 years back, but I started YouTube like 7 years back, and I just wanted to do it because I generally just like making people happy. And honestly, I wanted to find myself as a person because in school I never really felt like I belonged, and I came from like very difficult family position. So I felt like I needed like an outlet, and that's when me and a couple of my friends, we all just joined together, got a green screen, and started recording some Resident Evil 7. Those friends know who they are, and I love you guys. But yeah, and later, no, even still 5 years, I had a lot of gruesome situations to deal with, but the year, I think, yeah, I don't know when it started happening. I think it started happening a year back. A year back is when I found every single one of you who are watching this. You'll probably know who me and Vasa is already, my community. It's when I started playing this game called Honkai Impact, and I just met such colorful, amazing people who would all come together and form my community called the Reongintoki household. So that's how you started out as a VTuber, and I started out how you started out as a VTuber, how I started out as a YouTuber. Gotta remember, you're the anime girl.
Yeah. I don't know how you met me. Wait,
Yeah,
how
yeah.
did we met even?
Yeah, so you guys watching right now probably know Wasabaedayo already from my, very famous Blue Protocol streams. So I met Vasa when I was just scrolling through some Blue Protocol streams because I want to stream it myself. So I just wanted to see, who's cooking with this game. And there was this one, green cat gremlin at first glance, I thought, who was just playing this game and who also was talking about how to translate this game. And I was like, and then I followed the steps and I was like, I mean, maybe I could shoot a DM and no, maybe I could ask her in a chat if she wants to play together. She was like, cool. And we tried to play it together, but we ended up playing. And what happened? What exactly happened? How did we end up not meeting each other and me blocking you by accident?
Bro, you freaking blocked me. You actually blocked me.
Wait, Masa, past atrocities are bad. Dude, the whole game was in Japanese and I was just speaking broken Japanese the whole time. I was trying. But then, I just met...
Oh, okay, of course.
I was...
It was actually hard. It was hard for both of us.
Yeah, it was hard. Speaking of broken Japanese, Vasa, I was actually asking you some help with Japanese because you were learning Japanese in Japan because, you came from Philippines, I think?
Yeah, I am in fact a Filipino. Hello guys. Ako po pala si Wasa. Hello, mga kababayan ko.
Wait, is that Philippines? What does that mean?
Yeah, that's Tagalog. It means that, hello, I actually introduced myself like, hello, I'm Wasa. Hello to my, same country people,
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. I felt culturally enlightened now. Boing.
They kind of tend to do that, It's kind of like a Filipino thing, When we are on TV, we usually say, oh, shout out to my friends and family kind of vibe,
I feel like us Indians do that too because we're all about, just being, very strong united brotherhood. We just,
really?
Yeah, we do.
The same. We're the same as well.
That's cool. It's just nice having that, friendship between people, right? Without even, without even
It's like
prior.
an automatic thing for us.
It is for us too. My Indians watching right now, let me know if I'm right in the comment section. So, Vasa, actually, we now learned that, you're learning Japanese like you told me, and, you're Philippines too. So, I mean, that, you're playing this character, Wasabaedayo, that you made with everything you love, right? So, how is your character different from who you are in real life? Are you really playing a role, or are you just the same person, but, you're presenting yourself in this online sphere as, well, Wasabaedayo?
Well, that's a good question.
A tough one.
Yeah, I may have actually have a model and everything. I have a character and I have my own lore. But how I actually present myself to people and how I talk to people is exactly how I am IRL, in real life. So if you ever meet me in real life, you might think that you're actually talking to, to a streamer Wasabaedayo on Twitch, because literally I am someone who can be sauce IRL. I'm actually can talk about random stuff that you might even find something weird sometimes. Or maybe weird for you, but yeah, it's how I talk. And I also mind as well. I do mind my own limits as well. And IRL, because sometimes the us in IRL and the us in how in online is actually different. Sometimes we can actually go overboard online, but IRL we have we kind of more aware of our.
Gotta remember that there are people watching us right now.
Yes, we kind of watch more of what we say IRL.
Thank you for being so honest. I feel like that was a tough question to ask, ask you, but thank you for sharing that. How is our usual routine being a YouTuber and VTuber? How do you set a VTuber? I think that's way more interesting to hear, right? Because you got the model, you got the rigging, you got the conversion of person to anime girl. You gotta teach me how to do that after this. For science.
There's a lot of things I need to do. That's why I usually give myself an hour at least, or 30 minutes before I even start a stream.
Holy shit.
Because there's a lot of stuff you need to set up. For me, I'm not sure about the other VTubers, but on my end, it's I need to actually first open the VTube studio and then mix it up, because I need to make sure that they're both connected, because those things are all actually connected. If they're not connected, it's not gonna, when people are gonna redeem in your stream, they're not able, it's not gonna actually turn on. It's not gonna get redeemed. They're not gonna get what they wanted to see. So I even need to actually check that as well. And then after that, I need to open the OBS. Yeah, of course, the streaming software. And over there also, I need to recheck again if the redeem is actually working, because I tend to forget that. And then secondly is my mic, because the mic sometimes I make mistakes. I have two mics, in fact, not
Two
like
mics?
literally two mics, but I actually made two mics. There's like for the vocal mic and for the talking mic. So the vocal mic is more of a like when someone actually requesting for me to sing, or when I actually needed to sing. If or more like I want to sing. And for the talking mic is like my, how I usually interact with people and just keep on talking. There's actually two. So for the vocal mic also has that reverb, because bruh, reverb is good.
Yes.
Aside from that, there's actually more. Because as a VTuber, you're gonna have alerts. Like whenever someone follows you or they subscribes to you, it's gonna actually appear on the screen. And I don't want to have that normal, because I don't want to be normal, bro. So
Just too
I
cool
actually
and hip.
set up my own alerts. So every time someone's like alerts meant for the follow, there's like a big cat with a sushi hugging a sushi. So that's like my kind of following alerts. It's like I'm welcoming, I'm hugging the sushi, because
Aw,
every time
cute.
I actually call, in fact, I call people who watch me as sushis, like Sash.
Ah,
Actually, in fact,
I forgot to ask
it's
that
Sash.
community name.
Yes, I don't call them fans. They're
I just call
actually
my
viewers.
fans customers.
See, this is why I even give myself like an hour or 30 minutes to even set up. I need to get my phone, because for facial recognition, I use iPhone. I
How
actually
does
have
that
iPhone
work? How does the
13.
phone
Yeah,
track
I
your
use it
movements? I didn't know
because
science came this far.
iPhones are a lot better when it comes to facial recognition. That's why I use it. And I highly recommend other VTubers to actually use iPhone for facial recognition. It's a lot better.
I
Yes.
see.
And I think after that, basically I'm done. There's a lot of YouTubers that's actually their problem. Sometimes they cannot even remember that they're actually muted, but they already started their
I
stream.
mean, can you blame them? They're looking after so many things, man. Like Jesus. Next time I'm gonna sit patiently
That
for
is
my
true.
favorite VTuber to come
Literally,
on.
a VTuber's eyes literally goes like in circle, like they need to go to the left, to the right, and then down, because they literally need to check everything at the same time, looking at the chat and looking on your game. It could be hectic sometimes, but yeah, if you get used to it, it's gonna be easy.
Thank you for your
Yeah, I
hard
think
work,
it's
though. I mean, that
basically it.
sounds like a lot of work. But hey, I mean, I
It
guess
is.
the output is people's smiles and your community farming, right? Around you. But Vasa, actually, I'm kind of curious. I heard everything you said, but I'm still wondering. VTubers have that fear of their face being revealed, right? Like suddenly something happens. Like, is that a myth, or can that actually happen in your given setup?
Oh, I think it depends on how you set up things. Because if you set it up on like VTube Studio, there's no fear that it will actually get revealed. Because yeah,
Interesting.
there's no fear actually, because you're not even showing your face. Maybe for people who actually use the camera, like the webcam, but for these days it's already updated, so it's not the case anymore. So it's pretty much safe at this point, if you ask me. So yeah, feel free, go for it, guys. Go for it.
You heard the
It's
lady.
safe, okay?
Go for it.
My coworkers here in Japan actually been asking me, because they know that I'm a streamer.
Wow,
That is
you
why
told them?
they asked me,
Hey, kudos to you.
tell me your streamer name. I was like, no, no, dude, I know these people are gonna literally reveal something about me. That's why no.
Dude, that's so funny because all my friends, family, everyone knows I do YouTube, and they just look at me and just with wide eyes, like they're equally entertained like my audience, bro. Oh, man,
Oh my
I'm
God.
lucky with friends and family like that too, I suppose. But yeah, it's terrifying, right? I had that fear, like at least
Terrifying, yeah. I have
for
been
years
seeing.
back. Especially with like school and all, back when I wasn't close with anyone and all, you fear like, oh shit. And you have that fear of being judged too. When you're out there putting yourself in like a new environment, it's scary. So I understand you.
Yeah.
And I hope they don't find the
I
name
mean,
out.
I don't even want to let my parents know that I even stream, because you know me. I do say a few things about being
Wholesome,
sus,
positive
but
things, yeah.
I don't.
Definitely not
And I
sus.
am known. This is me telling myself, telling you guys that like one of my personalities maybe that my parents perceive me as. I'm actually like a really good kid. I don't say this kind of stuff, but yes. Here we go, folks. Here we go. This is
The
me.
parents are wondering who was the bad influence in the group. No, she was the influence. Wait, actually, before we move on to the next question, how much do you think your whole setup amounts to? Like, what would be the cost of just VTubing, or at least at the level
Oh
you're
my
VTubing right now?
God.
Do you have an amount you
That's-
could say, an estimate in like dollars?
Oh my god, it's hard to like total it all because if I need to include everything from the mic to the keyboard to my speaker to my model to the rig and to all the arts.
Yeah, just how about just the model and art, just to, sustain that character. Wasabaedayo, your
Okay.
character.
For the character first is she actually costs about like $500 plus. Yeah, about $500 plus.
I don't like putting a tag on. I don't want. Maybe that was a rude question to ask. Cause ask like how much
really.
your character's worth like that. I'm sorry. Did that come out rude?
No, not really, because I even reveal how much it costs during my debut. So it's not really a rude question for me.
Okay. Cool. I understand.
And I think a lot of people are also like curious about this kind of stuff because sometimes people are actually wanting to be also a VTuber themselves, but
They are.
they don't know
Yeah.
exactly how much it's gonna cost, and maybe it can be a good reference. They
Could
can go
be.
to my shout out to my model mama and my rigger mama. Hello.
I. Cool rig.
And I'm gonna tell you now already, the rig is gonna cost more than the actual model art.
So how much
Apologize
did
for
the how much did the rig cost then?
The rig actually cost me like 400 plus. Yeah, if you actually think about it, it's like about 600 plus then. Because my model only cost about $160.
Is that the
Yes.
art, or is that including
The art
is-
only.
the art only is 160.
And
Wow.
for the rig, it actually cost me about
Oh shit.
$460.
Now that you mentioned rigging, what all can your model do? I'm super curious. I'm literally with an anime girl right now. Please.
Oh, my model can do a lot of stuff. I can literally vibe to I can do headbang just to vibe to a song. I
Whoa.
can even, and I'm someone who loves FPS game. Shout out to my Valorant players out there, Valorant
She's a
low.
big Valorant player. Yeah.
Yeah.
Suffering
And
internally.
so I even like asked my model mama to actually make me those like the pistol, they call it classic in Valorant.
Yeah.
So that when I try to actually shoot it, it's gonna move, it's gonna have those the quick light thingy when you're trying to
The pew pew pew.
like yeah, the pew pew to shoot a gun.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is like every time like I shoot a gun, and a lot of my viewers actually notice that my model is also like my head is going back and forth. And it was really funny to see actually according to them. Aside from that, it's like my model also has like different expressions, and those expressions are actually already free from the rigger, so I didn't really pay for them.
Oh, that's nice of
Yes.
them.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
And yeah, I think that's about it. You guys can check my my stream next time.
Yeah, actually, shout out to Wasabaedayo. Go check out his streams. We might be streaming. Actually, Vasa, since you brought up, your streams, when are we playing Wuthering Waves together? Are we?
Speaking of Wuthering Waves, though, I'm still level 4.
I'm level 9. It's fine. I'm taking my own time. But yeah, catch us on twitch.tv/Reongintoki or Wasabaedayo, and you might just see us playing Wuthering Waves. And actually, go check her out. Like, she's an amazing person. I'm sure you'll love her community just as much. You're gonna like her. So yeah, go check her out. And please don't forget to check me out, please. I'm desperate more. I'm more desperate. But yeah,
Please do check him out too.
thank you, anime girl. I've been blessed. But actually, Vasa, I'm kind of curious. Still back on the topic of rigging, right? Like, so you have a model that's set to move in particular ways. Like, that's what rigging is, right? So, how would you go about upgrading the model? Like, can you add more stuff into what your model mama has given you, or will you have to pay
can
again for the
actually-
whole thing to
Yes.
make it something new?
I can actually add more because in
That's
fact,
awesome.
my model mama, like the art mama, actually made a bunch of stuff like the hairstyle. I currently so far I have like 3 hairstyle: the ponytail, the normal long hair,
Cool.
and the short hair. But in
Whoa.
fact, there's actually one more hairstyle in which I can actually add later on if ever I have the budget for it, because a little it's gonna cost me as well. Because every hair rigging will also cost you. And if you're gonna talk about the rigging, every hairstyle is about $40.
I see.
Yes, each one.
$40. Wow.
Yes.
How much
In
couples
which I
can I
need
buy
to
with
pay.
that? But I mean, still, like hair physics is so difficult though, Wasa. So I feel like you're getting value for your money. I think it's appropriate pricing. I think as someone who's
Actually,
learning
yeah.
animation, yeah.
I just want to add the things that I actually like, and later on, so because I know that I can use this everything that I'm trying to actually incorporate to my model, I'll be able to like use it later on, in which I'm actually doing it in every stream.
That's
And
so
the people
cool.
just keep on finding it attractive, and it has a charm on its own.
Shout out to your rigger then. You've done great work.
Thank you so much, Trigger. And oh my god, I forgot to mention the way my model actually like the facial expressions. And because even if there are some models, I'm not trying to actually downgrade them, but there are some models that when they talk, it's not as moving, like the mouth is not moving as much. But the reason why my model is moving every time that she talks is like it's a lot expressive, is because I actually asked my rigger mama to add V bridger. Don't forget that, guys. V bridger. If you ever
The bridger?
it's
What's
actually gonna
that?
help a lot with the facial movement. So it's gonna be a lot expressive. That's why I highly recommend to people. It's gonna be a little expensive, but yeah, I highly recommend. If you're into facial expressions like me, then go for it. V bridger.
That sounds
Yeah,
so
that's
cool
it.
and ominous. The rigger.
Yeah,
Upgrade your
it's a
model
V,
today.
V for va. Ja.
Ooh la la. We're on to the next question. So, you're a VTuber, right? You're not really showing your face out there. So, how do you feel when you're like interacting with your audience? Do you feel like you're able to actually connect with them? And how is it like interacting with your audience? Tell me a bit about your community and how you interact with them.
It's not really hard though, because sometimes, like most of the time, not everybody's gonna pay attention. As a VTuber, not everybody's gonna pay attention to your facial expression. They tend to actually pay attention to your voice and how you actually express what you are trying to say. They're more focusing on that instead of the
And
facial
boobum.
expression. Yeah, like the facial expression is like the second to your voice. So basically, how you're gonna interact with your community, the people who are watching you, is through your voice. That is why that's the only way for a VTuber to actually express themselves. It's from the voice. And that is why every time I talk to my community, I like it that it was just like from my stream today that I actually read one viewer said that I really love the energy, the vibe, I love the positivity that I'm getting from this streamer. And that's so very wholesome to
That's so
to be able
sweet.
to read something like that. And they're like, she's so funny, she's so nice. Like, see, just because they're hearing me, the way it's all about how you express yourself. If you feel like if you're gonna talk like a robot, then yeah, I don't think people are gonna actually find you entertaining. But it still depends if you're there to entertain, if you're actually there to just focus on being good at the game. It's still up to you. But for me, I'm all about making people happy, and they feel like they want to be able to actually also relate themselves to me and enjoy and have fun and hang out with me. Because they feel like we can be friends for a long time, and I love that. That's what I'm actually going for.
Now for a blunt question. Who makes more money and how? You wanna go? I mean, I think everyone's curious, right? VTube
Wanna go
and
first?
big communities. Yeah? You want me to go first?
Yeah, go first.
I mean, it's gonna be a short answer, bro. I make money through like the YouTube ad revenue system, and according to the TOS, I can't really say how much money I make. But hey, I've been working my butt on YouTube for 7 years, and I've made around $500. All right, now for some people that might be like, "Whoa, Rion, that's insane." It
Yeah, that's actually
is.
insane.
It is, but for someone who's been working his ass, well, I mean, he's been working for 7 years. It's not enough. I want your money more. But yeah, I mean, from AdSense, just purely off of ads. Hey, don't use ad blocker while watching this video. Right? I'm looking at you. I made this much cash, but I think I've made some bits from super chats and memberships because I recently started streaming. But again, all that flows back into ad revenue anyways, like Google AdSense. So in that, yeah, I made around $500. Every time I say that to someone, they're like, whoa. But am I the only one who thinks that's just not enough money? Am I just greedy? What about you?
When it comes to as a VTuber who streams on Twitch, yeah, we do get some like from the subs, right?
Yeah.
But like Twitch actually, was it take 50%? They're gonna take 50% off of your like the total of money that you're gonna get from your subs.
I think now it's
And
better.
that's
It's
actually
75-25, right?
75. Still, if you rely on the subs, I don't think you can. I mean, yeah, you can, because sometimes like, even if like there's gonna be like a person who will give you like 70 subs. 70 subs.
Where's that person? Bro, I've never seen such a person in my stream.
Even someone's gonna give you like literally 70 subs for that month, you're gonna just get a little bit of it. There are actually stuff, well, there's a reason why a lot of VTubers these days are actually coming up with this donathon that you were gonna say, like donathon, because donathon is directly going to your PayPal.
Kinda how I'm doing a subathon on Twitch right now, where you unlock incentives, right? If you donate a particular amount, in my case, subbing. Like if I'm getting
yeah.
enough subs. Oh, I see.
I actually did before like Sabaton, but I'm currently doing a donathon, but I'm not really like so actively saying that I'm doing a donathon. A lot of people does. The thing is that a lot of people even doesn't even know that I'm doing a donathon. Like even you don't have any idea, right? Because
No.
I just put it. Sometimes I put it on and I put it off.
Why?
Because I'm doing
You
this
don't like money?
donathon, not for. I don't have any. I just like cut the
Relatable.
what do you call that? I just cut the deadline. There's no deadline. So basically, I'm just trying to achieve this $250 amount with no deadlines actually. So I just sometimes you're gonna see me streaming with it like the donathon on or like the donathon off. Like there's nothing. You cannot see it. You can't even see it. So yeah, I don't really wanna rely more on donathon because not a lot of people are actually capable. As someone who's actually, because I'm not that big of a streamer. I'm still like around 900 followers, and that is still a starting point
935.
for actually.
Doug Lyman.
I won't even consider it as someone as already big, because big VTubers are actually earning a lot, bro, a lot. And in my case, it's like a more of a side money, I would say.
Side hustle?
That in which it's like a part-time job kind of thing, but not really because I'm enjoying it, because a lot of my part-time jobs before I don't even enjoy it. I'm just there to work for money, but in this one I don't consider it even a job, because it's more of a, I just want to enjoy and show people what I enjoy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, express yourself, creativity at its finest.
Yes. And
For
meet a
real?
lot of people.
Yeah.
And it's not like I'm not gonna mention the people who actually supports me. They do send me, in fact, money, okay? I'm gonna be honest with that. They do send me money on my PayPal, in which I'm so grateful. The thing is, like, you don't even ask for it. But people who really wants to support you and don't want you to probably suffer or something, they're gonna send you. And I'm really thankful. Thank you so much. Shout out to you guys. Thank you so much. You know who you are. I'm not gonna drop any names.
Can I know who you are?
Yeah, you know who you are. Actually, I was in a tight situation at that time, even though I am working, because I'm also like sending money to my family as I work here. And sometimes it's kind of like not enough sometimes.
I see.
But yeah, because I do save too. I don't want to touch that freaking saver. I don't want to touch that money.
When does it?
Sometimes I just choose not to eat, or sometimes I choose not to like do something that I maybe like buy my personal things that I want. I'm gonna like stay away from those. And sometimes whenever like maybe because I talk a lot about myself, and sometimes I'm not even aware that I'm already talking way too much.
You can never
And
talk way
sometimes
too much.
Yeah,
As
I
like
tend
creator.
to do that a lot sometimes. And people are hearing you, people who are listening to you, and the way you actually express them, maybe like in a little bit of a sad kind of feel, they also feel like sad for you. And that is why I don't even want to for them to feel that way, like, because I
I mean, I
know
can let them feel that a
each
little bit.
person. Yeah, because
Because you want to be
each
real with people, right?
person,
When you have these
each person
situations.
actually, they're also having a hard time on their
Yeah,
own,
very true.
and I don't
Exactly.
even want to add to their problems. If ever, I actually want to be there for them instead. But
You
sometimes,
do.
when you get overwhelmed with your own problems, bro, sometimes you just want to have that, you know, to get rid of all your problems at once. You feel like it's too much for you. Come on, please. Can someone help me? Kind of moment. You're gonna have that moment.
Yeah,
You
I have that moment
literally
every
can't
day.
do it on your own. Yeah, you can't do it on your own. It's way too much. But that's why you feel so touched when someone's actually trying to lend you help in your most worst time.
That was like
And
when,
you,
Koda, you did donate to me that time. That was like a very tough time in my life, dude. Thank you.
that is why it hits different. It's just the thought that they're actually wanting to help you out
Exactly.
somehow. And
And
that is
that's
why
what pushes you to make and strive to do the best for them, with your
better.
content and everything.
Yeah, and you try to to be better because, oh my god, I actually need to, you know somehow give back, but through my streaming, through the things that I actually do that makes them laugh, makes their day nice and all. Because sometimes people are gonna have a bad day, and by just watching you, and they're gonna have it's like a way of comforting themselves
Yeah.
by watching their favorite streamer, maybe because it brings them happiness. And for me to be able to become that streamer is like so big for me. It's like it's really touching, and I'm gonna strive to be one someday, more better, more
You
stronger, more harder
already are
ever.
for a lot of people, I'm sure. I feel like if I was a YouTuber going to be a VTuber, I would just have the boob slider to maximum and just, try to make people happy. I don't think anything I would change anything because it's like how Lassa said, in the end of the day, it's still us, no matter what character we put and the lore and everything, it's still all a part of us. So, like it doesn't matter, you'll still be yourself when you put yourself out there with the face or without. At least in both of our cases,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I also don't want to actually make my model as if it is like a mask. Like I'm actually making this whole persona that is not part of me. Actually, if you think about it, when you make a certain persona of yourself, that's still part of you. It's like the person that you wanted to be. It's still part of you. That is why, if I don't have anything against people who are, having this whole persona thingy, but like way too different from their
Yeah, there's nothing
IRL
wrong
self,
with that. Yeah.
because that is still them. That is why I don't like it when people are getting called out, like, why are you doing it? You're so fake. Maybe from the people who are actually know them IRL, but it's their first time seeing this person acting like this. Maybe in IRL they'd be like so serious, but like in online or when they're streaming, they're like acting so cute. They're like way too different, bro. Maybe for that person who knows them IRL, maybe that's just like the part of them that you don't even know, and you're just finding it out right now. That's still them. Yeah, it's like one of the details that I would like to for people to actually understand. It's not about even putting up persona, bro. It's just us.
Yeah.
Still us.
Very coolly said, Vasa. Because I feel like, I've ran a situation too, because, a lot of my IRL friends know that I do YouTube and, I'd be stupid on the internet. So every time they meet, I don't know, I feel like each friend just interprets me differently, because, I'm not like, going around, I don't know, jumping on chairs normally in class because, hey, I know that I'm still part of society outside, right? So I feel like, yeah, I mean, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it's just easy if people want to just label you as one thing, so they can just understand you quickly and just move on with it. But I feel like that's where, both of our communities are, but that's how, we both have communities because we have a group of people that are always trying to understand us. And it's like you said, no matter what persona or mask you put, it's still a part of your kid, no? And that should be accepted, really. So that's why I say to my IRL friends who keep saying that I'm this and that, sir, ma'am, I'm all of that. I'm Reongintoki. You better remember that. So yeah, I mean, with that, that's the end of all the questions, Vasa. I mean, yeah, how'd you like the experience? Tell me. Share your feedback with this new video format thing I'm doing.
I'm so glad that I really did this with you. Like,
Aw.
it's like me looking back and doing self-check, you know. Sometimes the things that I actually do, I can kind of take it as like something that is normal and don't even think about it as much. But when you actually think about it, it's actually something great because people tend to like not look back from where they actually started. They feel like they only feel the negativities, actually, that it's getting harder and harder. But actually, in fact, you're making progress.
You are.
Even if it's like baby steps.
You got this.
You're actually making progress. And that's the thing, a lot of people are actually failing to see that. They fail to actually look back from where they actually started, like from the very start, number one, compared to them right now. And I think it is something to think about for not just the VTubers, but also for the YouTubers. Because as we grow on with our career and our journey, with all of the streaming and all of the YouTube making content, we tend to actually lose ourselves because of the things that we're experiencing from day-to-day basis, and also from the people, you know, that we interact with.
There's so much to
Sometimes we
process,
get
yeah.
influence. I hope like a lot of us won't be able to, you know, will be able to actually look back from why we even started this thing to now, because I think that's actually something we should really think about, and hopefully we don't lose ourselves. That's it, I think, for me.
That was so beautifully said, Vasa. You were such a treat having her. Like, oh my god, like, it was so fun talking to you. A, I'm in presence of a very, very cool anime girl, and B, you know, it was just so inspiring to hear you speak about so many things that I felt resonance with too, really. Like, and really, like, damn, I feel like I could just sit here for like 30 minutes and just think about everything and just smile, you know, weirdly, because I get what you said, you know, I felt that, you know. It's really, life's really about, you know, surrounding yourself with like-minded people. So yeah, that way I'm glad I accidentally blocked you on Blue Protocol and continue to talk through that. Well, Vasa, thank you so much. All right, I feel like we can conclude this interview here. Thank you so much for having me. You were amazing to have on as, you know, the first guest to this. And I say first guest because next time, hey, this is a invitation letter, all right? You can pick this up or not. But I have been, if you guys have been following me on Twitter, I've been following a VTuber that came into my feed because, you know, of her shorts. And, you know, I was like, whoa, girl has a cool voice. And then, you know, I've been following her ever since for special reasons. And, you know, I can say, you know, I'm a fan of her content. And, you know, I somewhat get her, but I'm kind of curious, like, how is she really, you know, how she portrays herself through her content as to how she is when, you know, she's just sitting on the sofa with me talking. So, Elias Stellaria, if you're ever watching this video, you find this video somehow, I invite you to come talk to me about, you know, your experience and stuff. Because I feel like, yeah, as someone who's been watching your content for a while, someone who's proud to say he's a fan, you have a lot to share. And honestly, I want to listen and I want to share with other people too, if you're willing. So yeah, my invitation to you, Elias Stellario. Are you a goose or a real person? It's an inside joke.
I say just do it.
Do it. Great way to finish it.
Just do it.
Do it.